A very warm welcome to you on another edition of the Media Talk series with me, Adebisi Adetunji. And on this show, we talk about everything and anything that helps to equip media professionals to take their career a top notch, to do far more exceeding great things, to help you believe in the fact that you can do so much more with your profession. And every time on the show, I bring someone doing something special, something unique, something that we can learn from such an individual to better evolve, grow, modify, and expand in our career as media professionals. Now, today we're going to be talking about health communication. Yes, every now and then we all think that talking about health, reporting health, or doing programming related to health is boring. I tell you, health could not be more interesting depending on the angle with which you handle your health reporting and health programming or content creation. I have been there and I've seen amazing things done in a 5-year program. Yes, I did a health program. I managed and developed a health content that had a big audience traction. People wanted to listen. People didn't want to miss it because I added a few things that made that health program a go-to program, a program that our audience wanted to listen to every week. And I held that program at BA, a maternal and child health program, for 5 good years. It grew from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. And the next thing we knew, it came up to about 30 minutes because of audience demand and needs. Today, we want to be talking about the opportunities that are bound in health reporting. Yes, there are lots of opportunities in health reporting. There are lots of interesting ways you can package your health reporting and content. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. There is a growing opportunity in health communication right now.
Sure.
And my guest today is Rachael Abujah. She is a health journalist. I met her on the Media EIS Fellowship, where fellows learned about epidemiology, social and behavioral change, infodemics. And this is one lady that is doing amazing things. The zeal with which she does her health reporting. I said you have to come here to talk to us on Media Talks series. Make welcome Rachael Abujah. You are welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mom, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and I can't wait to let's get started. So, and to also meet with your community too, because from research you have a wide, in fact, very wide community, and you're doing so very well.
Oh,
So thank you.
really? I like
Yeah,
to think that I'm still growing.
you're doing very well. You're doing very well. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
Yeah,
Yes, Mom.
I'm so glad you are here. Thank you for making out the time on Media Talk series. A little bit about Rachael. She is a seasoned health journalist, like I said. She brings a unique blend of investigative prowess and a passion for promoting wellness in every story and article she writes. She has had 11 years of experience working in health communication, and as a journalist, she has covered a wide range of health topics from breakthrough medical research to public health crisis. Her dedication to accuracy and accessibility ensures that her work empowers readers to make informed decisions about their health. When she isn't chasing the latest medical breakthroughs, she can be found exploring the intersection of lifestyle and well-being, sharing practical tips for living a healthier and happy life. And I always say, beyond the work we do as journalists and media professionals, get a life, have something else you love doing apart from the work we do. Now, let's get right into it, Rachael.
Okay.
Recently, we talked about having an opportunity to travel to Kenya. Am I correct? Was
Yes,
it
yes.
Kenya?
Kenya and Tanzania. Kenya
Yeah,
and Tanzania.
yeah, to two African countries, all enabled and all made possible because of your health reporting. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Okay, the Bill and Melinda Gates agency to say is all about gender, like their gender section. Now, um, I went to Tanzania for the Women in Global Health Forum.
Oh,
So
great.
I was one of the few journalists privileged to share their experience and also speak to what we do in Nigeria, most especially in the public health sector, and also how gender plays in there. So I was privileged to speak on fistula.
Oh,
Now I got to a community where I find in Tanzania that a lot of women and young girls suffer from fistula, and an NGO there is actually working tirelessly to ensure that women get treated and are informed about this situation, and they are free to come into the facility to get help instead of being stigmatized and labeled to be witches or whatsoever evil people. So I shared what Nigeria is doing in terms of fistula and how we hope to eradicate fistula, and which I felt they're doing what we're not doing in terms of every woman being treated for fistula is being empowered, which I felt is
mm,
a gender initiative that Nigerians can actually learn from.
yeah.
So alone allow these women to come forward. They sense this kind of problems. And for a woman to smell is a big thing. It's a big deal.
Yes.
And so most of them they tend to isolate themselves from the society. So this is one thing that I saw, and because of my reportage and all, we were able to get it done, and we had success with over 400 women coming out to like get help and going back to their community after being empowered. So it's a big thing for me.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this opportunity to travel to Tanzania and Kenya, were you selected as a result of a health article you wrote?
Now, for there's what they call an organization called Women Lift. Now, Women Lift deals mostly, they tend to empower women. So it's a network of people I've been following, and they became interested through my reportage and all. So I was in touch, like what they do, and I tend to do stories for them because when I see women being empowered, it's good for me to tell the stories. So, which when an opportunity came, usually if anything that has to do with award or you attending fellowship, you are meant to like showcase yourself, tell your story by what you've done and how it's related to that fellowship or how it's
Yes.
related to the what you call conference. So, and I was picked in West Africa to see. So I was picked to attend, and I got
Amazing.
sponsorship, and that's how I found myself there. So
Amazing.
the Global Women Forum is a place where you have like all the scientists, which are women in Nigeria in the world, to say, because I was privileged to meet I think the number one female scientist in the world, that's Somia. She's from India. She worked for WHO for hundreds of years. She has retired, but she's still doing well. During the pandemic, she was at the forefront. She did amazing well. And I met the president of Bill and Gates, the president of their gender department of the
Melinda Bill and Gates Foundation.
Gates
Oh,
Foundation, yes, the
great.
gender
Great.
department, which is she's the president. So I was able to have a one-on-one we have where Nigeria maternal mortality rate is still concerning to the world, and we spoke about the new solution in place, which one was actually from Nigeria, to see about how to encounter hemorrhage. Then we had another thing again from like an implant from Kenya, and also from I think one other country. I don't think Bangladesh or one of those countries where people can come up with all vitamins instead of a woman giving birth and the child become malnourished or something. The woman start taking the vitamin, and at the end of the day, it works for she and the baby.
Yeah, so
So
there's a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of health areas that we can all report from. Let me bring up
yes,
the slides now so we can get the conversation going, and then we'll come back to chatting about what makes a health program or health reporting interesting. How can we make it interesting? How can we make it sellable? So I will bring up your slide now, and
okay.
we'll start the conversation. So let me share my screen. Can you see it now? So now let's go to the slides and talk about opportunities in health reporting and content development. So I would like you to just take it away from importance of health reporting, which is the slide that is on now. So take it away.
Okay, thank you so very much, ma'am. I think keep as in we as journalists or I heard journalists, we report or we tell our stories or we tell the stories in the community for people to be better informed, for Nigerians most especially to be better informed. And COVID-19 has taught us one thing, that information is key. Nigerians still suffer from so many sort of outbreak. We're recording cases of cholera in this time and age, while some countries they've done away with it. We still suffer from Lassa fever, yellow fever. We still suffer from diphtheria. We still suffer from meningitis and whatever. So, and
Yeah.
the why as journalists, what we do is to keep or ensure that Nigerians are well informed to make a better decision about their health and well-being. So, and the importance for health reporters cannot be overemphasized, because if we stop talking, people will not take the right decision. If we stop reporting, people will not get to know as in when it's time to go to the hospital. People will not get to understand that vaccination is important for their children. So our work is to produce beautiful content out there where people can understand in their language, where people can understand and be able to share the right knowledge in their community. Now, health journalists have several functions. Now, they can actually, let's say, empower policymakers by getting to learn from what other countries are doing, and Nigeria needs to take headdress to ensure that we are doing so well in that, and what from what that country is doing, we're doing so well in our community. For
Yes.
example, the one approach where you have different agencies coming together to make better decision in terms of public health. We have
Yes.
human health, we have animal health, and we have environmental health. So, as the word say, the next pandemic is by becoming from one of those three. So we've
Mm,
seen countries that have got it right with their One Health approach
yeah.
in all. So it's something that health journalists have been trying to showcase in Nigeria, that we need that team to be stable in order for us to be well prepared for the next pandemic.
Yes.
Again, through our health reporting, as in the public can stay informed about public health. There are Nigerians that don't know what cholera is all about. And as health
Mm,
journalists or content creators, what do? We ensure that these people are well informed through our reportage, through our jingles, and through the content that we'll be creating. So it's a beautiful work for health journalists, and this enables us to read widely so that we ourselves will become experts in that field to better tell the stories. Why is health journalists or content creators for health program very important? Number one, we cannot emphasize what COVID-19 has brought to us. So health journalists now is now the new political reporters. Everybody will say, politics is really is a good bit for you because
Yeah.
you have politicians talking and saying health is now a big deal.
Yes.
Before COVID-19, we don't see health as a big deal. But now health is a big deal. I tell people from where I'm breaking researches down to the simplest that a common man can understand. I think it's a big deal for all of us.
Yes.
So where I can tell you about prevention, that look, prevention is better than cure. It's better not to even get Lassa fever. Are you getting it? It's better for
Yes.
you to just take the preventive measures than to get Lassa fever. I think it's a good thing. So
Yes.
global health as a whole, the world now understands the importance of health information. Before it's something we play about. Now, you find somebody now, I have headache, I don't understand myself, and they just run to the internet to find out, look, I have headache, and the internet is telling you about that condition. Relatively,
Information overload.
yes, information overload. But if we don't have that in place, you cannot see somebody that is covering politics can just go to the internet and tell you if APC or PDP is not matching together, what will happen? No. For health information, you get information overload, but which is not advisable, but you have a sense of what the doctor is going to tell you. So if journalists are not putting those information out there, you won't be able to get such information. And health reporting as a whole, we need to position ourselves where people can just do a click and know that look, this person is the right source. This
Yes.
journalist is actually in the health field. This we help to manage misinformation. We help to manage disinformation. We help to manage malinformation through what?
Mm.
Our reportage. So the advancement of health is a big deal now for everybody, and I think is what Nigerians need to embrace and know that they get better informed. And how do they get better informed? If you know Dr. Olabisi talks about health, if you
Yeah.
know she's now a big source, she's now your resource person, that our
Yeah.
program is educating you. And this, I know this message is going far. So you should keep abreast with this platform for you to be better informed.
Yeah.
So health is now the big market in the world. Just last year, the global demand for health content grew like from digital to 30%. Before we don't see anything about health. I believe my
Mm.
editors before COVID-19, when we bring story, they just look at it. You just have to be reporting on headache, headache, headache. Now
Yes.
bring I can bring like a research breakthrough to the office and like everybody's interested now. So it's
Wow.
not a story that we throw out. I think NAD has a big health platform to say. And how
Yes.
did we get to that position? We try to empower ourselves. We try not to have bridge between the expert and us. We got involved. As hard journalists, it's good for you to hear from the community too, to know their
Yeah.
problem and take it to the policy makers. I think that's how the demand is growing now for health content. And
Yeah.
for the social media, we have like 50%. Why? Because there's always something about health going on. Fine, we don't have COVID-19 in Nigeria, thanks be to God. But in some country, there's COVID-19. And we like
Mm.
look at what they are doing in order to help ourselves prepare better. You find out that in other countries they don't have diphtheria, but in Nigeria we have diphtheria going around the whole state. Now, in area of reporting to say we have we report our stories or we tell our stories to even help Nigerians' mental health too.
Mm.
We tend not to wait for this outbreak to happen before Nigerians understand that Lassa fever is a dangerous disease.
Yeah.
Yes, Lassa fever is a dangerous disease. So we tend to do this by creating this awareness ahead of time. We're helping their mindsets to be at alert. That when they see somebody bringing out blood from ears, mouth, nose, they know that look, there's problem. So if we
Yeah.
don't tell that stories, how will people know? In terms of lifestyle, Nigerians non-communicable disease now is on the rise. That
Mm.
you find out even little children now suffer from hypertension, you know,
Wow.
suffering from diabetes. So it's a big deal that our report is now enabling Nigeria that it's good to cut out some salt and take the the necessary amount that your doctor is telling you.
Yeah.
It's good for us. We tell Nigerians that look, your sugar intake will affect you in the latter. So you might be having it all cool now, but there's danger ahead. So you find out
Mm.
people I prefer to use honey than sugar. So
Yeah.
Nigerians are better informed just because of what health reporting is doing, what health journalists are doing, what content creation in the health sector is doing. And for research and breakthrough, recently the IGN, the Research Institute, and NIMA,
Yeah.
they brought out like different breakthroughs. You won't believe that Nigeria is even getting to very soon. We'll be getting Lassa fever vaccine. Nigerians are on top of this, so they've
Wow.
gone to this, yes, and thanks to SEPI, the international network for research and what you have. They've tried their best that they get Nigerians involved. So when all of this breakthrough from the beginning, we started it when it all started in Ghana, we reported, and now very soon they'll still start the second phase in Nigeria, which we all know that Lassa fever broke out from the northeast in Maiduguri. So in Nigeria to say, and it's a beautiful news to say. Nigerians will start manufacturing its own PPE, and very soon, from what NAFDAC is doing, we'll start producing our own vaccine. We can even start manufacturing our own drugs. That is what this government said that they would do. And it's only good for us as journalists to keep Nigerians informed, to tell them this is what is coming.
So
And
these
when
are
it
these
gets
are
there, they are
stories. These are
mentally
stories.
available.
These are stories we should be telling as journalists. So these are
Yes,
opportunities in the health, sector, health
yes,
communication.
communication, yes. So, and it's the whole thing. You don't just tell this story. We tell the story through community reporting by individuals telling their stories. We still find some Nigerians having a difficulty to get to the hospital till today in this age. And again, we still tell this story through multimedia platform, just like what you do in every radio station. People can just get abreast with what is happening so that they'll be informed in different language, even in Pidgin, even in Hausa and Yoruba. So
Yes.
journalists are doing so well. I remember during the World Tuberculosis Day, I found colleagues trying to tell these stories in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo.
Yeah.
And you see people coming out because of those stories to get tested, to check their status if they are okay. On so I think there are opportunity, wide range of opportunity for anybody that is willing to, come on board this way. You are not just only going to be reporting, you become a resource person.
Yeah.
People call people call you, is this information true or wrong? So
Yes.
you tend to be a community leader to say where people get informed decision, and then they have to inform themselves that look, this person has said this, and that is the right information. So for us as journalists to ensure we keep ourselves abreast to that, we have to keep reading, we have to keep studying, we have
Yeah.
to keep looking out for researches, we have to look at what countries like ours are doing to better inform Nigeria.
So, what
So
are the career opportunities for journalists who are into health reporting and content creation? What are the career opportunities for media professionals and
in the
journalists?
health sector, in the health sector to say, I still do content. I'll talk about myself now. I still write health content for for ministries, agencies. I still do like guidelines. I take part in guidelines. Like when I mean guidelines for Lassa fever, diphtheria, all of those are lucrative. I see more help to like the National Health or the Basic Care Provision Fund. that we have in place. These are things that journalists took part in, so that like everybody is inclusive now. So journalists have
Yes.
roles to ensure that the guidelines come out well and it's beneficiary for all Nigerians. That's what we do. We take part in it. And not just that, as a journalist, you can actually work in an NGO
Yeah.
because interface between the community, the policymakers, and the international donors. So you know you are conversant with Nigerian health sector. So what else? So you know how to better position that NGO to do the right thing. As
Yeah.
journalists, you actually work with donor partners. As journalists, you can have podcasts as a
Yes.
health having talk show like what we are having now. You tend to tell people about their lifestyle. You tend to tell them, look, this is the right thing. It's good for us to take one egg a day. It's good for you to give a child one egg a day. It's good for you to take apple once a day. And you doing that, you're helping people to live a good life, and you're helping people to stay away from the hospital. So, is you can actually do so
So
many
so
things.
much. So from
So
what I'm hearing from you is, so where if you are in the traditional media, you are in the newspaper, TV, radio, you can create health content, like a syndicated or a series that is ongoing on your
yes,
platform. You can also work in the digital space. You can do
yeah,
podcasts. You can write
yeah.
articles. You can make yourself visible, reaching out to others. And then, of course, you can
You
do
can
health.
also be an advocate too.
Yes.
You can
So,
also be an
and all of this gives you visibility and will bring bigger opportunities to you.
advocate. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's come down to, we talk about health reporting and we talk about, it's been it can be boring, as people say, but I
Yeah,
say it is not boring. I do not share that school of thought. I believe health can be very interesting, and that I'm
yeah.
speaking from experience. So let's talk about a little bit about what we can throw in to make our health reporting, whether as writers, print journalists or article writers, bloggers, or TV, or what are the content development strategies, that we can put in place?
Okay. One, let's say that as health journalists, you identify your target audience. Now, when we speak of identifying your target audience, is for you to understand the demographic interest and need of your target audience, of that particular people, so that you create content that resonates with them.
Yes.
And by doing that, you are creating an engagement for accurate content. When we say that you're balancing between providing informative, well researched content that will keep them, you understand, abreast with what is happening. They'll stay put, they'll stay focused because you're engaging them, you're getting to know from them their problems, and you're putting out their problems out there, and you're telling them this is what the person happened, because you're just in the middle as the health journalist. Now,
Yes.
do this by making use of the multimedia platform. You
Yeah.
understand? Then operate your multimedia elements like videos, infographics. Like when we go for, let's say, community reporting, or you follow
Yes.
for advocacy, you just
Yes.
have like infographic message where people can just put one or two together. If this person is vomiting, there's problem. If this other person, this is what you need to. You see, people understand that. You don't need a
Yes.
language, a picture. So, which I think is one of the beautiful things that a health journalist can do. Then you collaborate with health professionals, experts. Like
Yes.
you understand the expert that is speaking to the particular topic you are writing on. You cannot go and be asking a gynecologist what I have to take for my heart problem. No,
Yeah.
they are different things, two different ways. You have seen a gynecologist, he talks about women, and if you are visiting a eye optician, you know that he's talking about your eye, the eye. So, and whichever topic you're trying to like put out there as a hair journalist, if you understand your target audience and you know how to engage with them, it's going to be an inflow. Just know that you are just the middleman between the general public and the experts, or the general public and policymakers. It will do
Yeah.
you well. They help you.
Yes, and that's true. So there's no one size fits all health professional. So the
Yes.
mistake we make sometimes as media professionals, just because somebody is a doctor, you must, engage somebody whose area of specialty or specialization is in that particular health area you want to talk about. Like you said, you want to talk about the eyes, you should be getting an ophthalmologist. You cannot be getting an ophthalmologist to talk about women matters, gynecological,
Yeah.
issues. So that is very, very important. And I always say add storytelling. Infographics tell stories, videos will tell story, podcasts like short testimonial, short, conversation with community people. They tell stories, and this helps our health, content. I think so. Maybe tell us a bit. What are some of the challenges, and how can we handle this as health reporters and journalists?
Okay. I'll describe my challenges major is on, let's say, misinformation. You know, as a journalist, if you don't get the right information before any outbreak or before any situation, you tend to encounter misinformation. Now, your audience become misinformed. And how do you balance that? You do that by verifying source. You getting the right source,
Yes.
just the way you said. I cannot
Yeah.
go and meet an astrology to talk about what women are doing. So
Yes.
for you to have a balanced story, you need the right people, get verified source, and effective debunking. As in, for you to effectively debunk such misinformation, you need to fact check. And what is science saying about this particular thing that is causing problem all around? And when you have the right answer, you put that information out there and you inform people through science or
Yeah.
through the right information. Now, balancing sensationalism to stay and accuracy. Now, some people have their mindset. There are some persons at the journal you find out that they will tell you, look, I don't take vaccine, I don't take drugs. There's nothing you will tell them that
Mm,
they will prioritize and then that they will tell you and they will say yes to you. But as a journalist, if you are factual, if you have the in-depth message, like it's
mm,
true,
yes.
accuracy, are you getting it? You are not
Yes.
misleading the public. I think with that you are maintaining journalistic integrity.
Yes.
So you're able to buy that person's conscience, and the person will always look out for your report to be better
Yes.
informed. Now,
Yes.
we keep up with the fast evolving health information. Now, misinformation is on the rise, and as health
Yeah.
journalists, is is a major challenge for us. So we tend to like go ahead of those people taking misinformation, which is a big challenge. Because when you try to debunk one is come, when you try to debunk one is come. So it's a big challenge for us. And what do? We try to be ahead of them. So we tend to look for information before they come, and we have to ensure that this information that we want to pass out there, they are very, very accurate, so that Nigerians will not be misled. They will not take to misinformation.
And I just wanted to quickly, speak to that balancing sensationalism. So again, for health reporters and journalists or content creators, you see that scary pathway of, oh, 5,000 people died of. Nobody's going to read that article, because again, health is a very personal and concern, worrisome kind of thing for anyone. Everybody is concerned about their health, and now you want to
Yes.
provide information for people of maybe prevention, how to take care of yourself. What you want to provide is the information about that disease area, and then you now say 50,000 people died. Nobody is going to read that article. Everybody will just walk up pass,
Yeah.
because you're already raising tension. So
Alarm.
again, yeah, so again, we want to be careful what we amplify, even though we say we think that that is what we sell the news. No, that when it comes to health, it will not sell it. People will just quickly, protect their heart and their mental health and move on to something else. So I think it's also important we look at that as health reporters and content creators, how to strategically do this without scaring people off the information you even want to pass. So any final words as we wrap up this?
I will say, okay, before we get to the final ones, as journalists too, there's what we do, like we call it solution journalism. Instead of putting a sad news out there, we tend to bring out the solution. Like if I know that your community is washing their hands all the time and they are keeping their environment clean from mosquito, the community is preventing malaria in that same place because their environment is clean. So we tend to record that too, so that people will not just get carried away with the happenings of bad news all the time. Now, I would say that there's a growing opportunity and a big demand in health reporting and for content creators. And it's good we leverage on this. Are you getting it? And people
Yes.
need to get to you just need to, as a journalist, to be interested in everything that is coming out in the health sector of Nigeria and across the world. And for anybody that is listening to me today, there's a big opportunity for you as a health reporter. And one major thing you need to have is to have key skills like researching, storytelling, and you have the ability to produce podcasts, and you have the ability to tell a very good story through video and what do you call in multiple ways. Drama, you're actually doing content, and
Yeah.
what people take to understand. So those are the essentials we need to actually get this movement going. I call it a movement because it's very interesting. And I
Yes.
tell you, people will look for you. You won't be the one looking for people. You see, when experts get their research out, they want you to publish it first because they know that you're doing something big in the sector. We're still learning, we're still in work in progress, and I think we need more people to join us so that Nigerians will be better informed and our health sector will get it right. Let's ensure that we curb the deaths that we are seeing in non-communicable disease, that we're seeing in cancer, that we are seeing in what do you call preventable diseases for children. So with this, I think we'll get it right in our health sector. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Rachel. It's been very, very enriching, and enriching time, learning about your journey and how, you have worked. So again, I will say there is a lot, loads of, possibilities in health reporting and health content creation. And media professionals should not wait until, you know the opportunities are lost. So I mean, this is the time to carve a niche for yourself. So if you're a health journalist, a health content creator, a programmer, you need to expand your thinking and your horizon. Not just Don't just sit in your office and pick what the minister said, that you saw in the newspaper. You should, as a matter of fact, be in connection with the Ministry of Health team, the medical experts. You go out there and reach out to them. Don't say they didn't give it to us. Like we always say as journalists, they say they didn't call us. Nobody is going to call you. You have to go out there to fish out the news, just like we go out to investigate, other and things happening around in our society. In the same way, health, you also have to go out there to look for the stories. So look for people that are doing health related, activities and events. You go to the expert, the medical experts. You look for the non-governmental organizations who are working the health in public health communication. You look for the ministries and the agencies that are working in health. Introduce yourself to them and say, oh, I'm a health reporter. I would love to, cover your activities. I would love to be a part of whatever is, the emergencies and crises. Whenever you have such a thing, I'm available. When you do that, what you are doing is you are going to seek for the opportunity. You are not waiting for the opportunity to come to you, and they are likely to remember you, and you have loads of resources to work with. Am I right, Rachel?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you have lots of resources to work with. You have the human experts that you need, the human resources that you need. You have the information. You will learn about the platforms that have the original news and not the fake news. And you begin to network and expand. The more people you know, the better for you. So I'm
Yes.
very, very passionate, about public health communication, because that's the area I'm working in,
Oh,
as a development worker. I came into the development space as a media professional, and that's what I'm doing there. So that's another big opportunity for our colleagues in the industry. We all may not work in the development sector, but there are opportunities that are bound. And most importantly, we are saving lives, because the disease
yes.
that affects somebody in your community may end up getting to you or your family member. So, but if you
Yes.
are well informed and people are well informed and there's no panic, you help to douse the panic and tension. I think
Yeah.
our society will be better. And if the
Yeah.
society is healthier, you and I will be healthier.
So I think it's time for Nigerians to know that misinformation kills faster than any disease that we can think of. So it's good for us to get informed through the right platform and ask questions. You know, when we ask questions, they will not be lost. Don't don't pick an information because it's being posted on the social media or anywhere like WhatsApp, like what's going on, and pass it and go and tell your neighbor or your sister or your brother. You misinform them instead of them being the right. I think with all of that, if you can solve or curb the problem of misinformation, Nigerians Nigeria will be a better place and more well.
Thank you so, so much. It's a pleasure having you. We've been able to glean from your experience, working as a health journalist, and we are so, so proud of all that you are doing. Keep making us proud in Nigeria, in Africa, and on the global scene. I mean, because beyond the sky is your limit, not the sky. You are going places, and I want to see you at the top doing, great and massive things. I'm going to keep following you, and if need be, we may come back to have this conversation on public health communication, and just get colleagues in the media profession better equipped, and then open their mind's eyes to what they can do better. Everybody should not be doing sports. Everybody should not be doing, there's just so much opportunity, so much things we can write about and report on, and just carve a niche for ourselves. This is a point where we call it a day on this edition of Media Talk series with Adebisi Adetunji. Like I always say, I am rooting for you. We are going to the top together. So thank you so much for coming. We hope to see you some other time. Stay hooked to Media Talk series. Stay hooked to this YouTube channel. Subscribe if you have not, to follow up on personal development growth series and media talk series and so much more that you can use to help your life and career goals and development. Bye bye.
So thank you.